Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about something that's been a hot topic in the dog world: Rottweiler tail docking. Now, if you've ever seen a Rottweiler with a stubby little tail, you might have wondered why on earth we do this to these magnificent creatures. I mean, who decided that a dog's tail should be treated like an unwanted appendix? The historical context. First off, let's delve into the history. Rottweilers were originally bred for herding and pulling carts. In those days, people thought it was a good idea to dock tails to prevent injuries while the dogs were working. Picture this: a Rottweiler pulling a cart, its tail flapping around like a flag in the wind. Someone thought, hey, let's chop that off so it doesn't get caught in the wheels. Sounds reasonable, right? But here's the kicker: most Rottweilers today are not working dogs, they're family pets. So why are we still docking tails? It's like deciding to wear a helmet while watching Netflix because you once rode a motorcycle. Aesthetic appeal or tradition? Now we get to the real meat of the matter: aesthetics. The American Kennel Club, AKC, has breed standards that say Rottweilers should have docked tails. This means if you want to show your Rottie, you better get that tail chopped off. It's as if they're saying, look, we know dogs communicate with their tails, but have you seen how sleek they look without one? It's like putting a beautiful painting in a frame that doesn't quite fit, just because it looks better that way in some people's eyes. And let's be honest here, the only ones benefiting from this practice are breeders and show organizers who want their ideal Rottweiler to fit some outdated mold. Meanwhile, we're left with dogs who can't wag their tails to express happiness or excitement. Imagine trying to communicate without using your hands. Frustrating, isn't it? The communication breakdown. Let's talk about communication for a second. Dogs use their tails to express emotions, joy, fear, anxiety, you name it. When you take away that tail, you're essentially giving your dog a mute button for its feelings. Think about it. How many times have you misread your dog's body language? A wagging tail can mean, I'm happy, or let's play. But without that tail, how do we know if our Rottweiler is feeling playful or just plain annoyed? It's like trying to decipher Morse code without knowing the language. The ethical dilemma. Now we arrive at the ethical dilemma surrounding tail docking. Many organizations advocate against this practice, arguing that it's unnecessary and even cruel. They say it inflicts pain and takes away an essential part of the dog's anatomy, and they're right. Imagine if someone decided your ears were too floppy and just snipped them off because they thought it looked better. You'd be furious. In places like Europe, tail docking is considered mutilation and is illegal unless done for medical reasons. Meanwhile, here in the US, we're still stuck in this outdated mindset where tradition trumps compassion. It raises the question, are we really doing what's best for our pets? Or are we just following some arbitrary rules set by people who may not even own dogs? So what should you take away from all this? If you're getting a Rottweiler puppy, think long and hard before deciding to dock that tail. Sure, if you plan on showing your dog at AKC events, you might feel pressured to conform. But remember, your dog doesn't care about ribbons or trophies. It cares about being happy and healthy. Let them keep their tails. Let them wag freely. After all, wouldn't you rather have a dog that can express itself fully instead of one that looks good on paper but feels stifled in reality? In conclusion, let's stop treating our pets like fashion accessories and start recognizing them as living beings with emotions and needs. Because at the end of the day, isn't that what having a pet is all about?